Hello YouTube family, let's provide a solution given this nice square root math problem, which is the square root of 30 cubed plus 40 cubed plus 50 cubed. So you find that we can write this as that is 3 times 10 raised to power 3 plus 4 times 10 raised to power 3, okay, plus 5 times 10 raised to power 3, okay. Now, from what we have, you find that if you have the square root of a multiplied by b cubed, this can be expressed as square root of a cubed multiplied by square root of b cubed. Okay, so let's apply this property. We're going to have square root of, this is 3 cubed multiplied by 10 cubed plus 4 cubed multiplied by 10 cubed plus, this is 5 cubed multiplying by 10 cubed. Okay, now from that we're going to have 10 cubed is common for part 1, part 2 and 3, so we factor out 10 cubed. We're going to have 10 cubed into the bracket. We'll have 3 cubed, we'll have 3 cubed plus 4 cubed plus 5 cubed. All right, now again from what we have, this is equal to 10 cubed. 3 cubed is the same thing as 27 plus 4 raised to power 3, which is the same as 4 times 4 times 4, which is equal to 64. So we're going to have 64 plus 5 cubed. This is the same thing as 120, 125. Now we have the square root of 10 cubed. Into the bracket we have 27 plus 64 plus 125. Okay, so in this case we're going to have square root of 10 cubed. Okay, 27 plus 64 plus 125, this is equal to 216. Okay, so this is the same thing as 216. Okay, now we can get factors of 216 here. Get the same. So if you divide by 2, this is 108. If you say 108 divided by 2, this is 54. Okay, again if you say 54 divided by 2, this is 27. Now from here, divide by 3, 27 divided by 3, this is 9. Okay, then again we divide by 3, 9 divided by 3, this is 3. And again we divide by 3, 3 divided by 3, this is 1. Okay, so that means we have 2 cubed multiplied by 3 cubed, okay, which is the same thing as, this is the same thing as 2 times 3 raised to power 3. Okay, so let's substitute this back to equation. We're going to have 10 cubed multiplied by 2 times 3 raised to power 3, okay, which is the same thing as square root of 10 cubed multiplied by 2 times 3, this is 6 cubed. Okay, so from what we have, find that this is now the square root of 10. This is 10 cubed times 6 cubed. This is the same thing as 10 times 6 raised to power 3. Okay, so if you have the square root of a cubed multiplied by b cubed, this is the same thing as the square root of ab cubed. Okay, now from what we have, this is the same thing as the square root of 60 raised to power 3. Okay, now this 60 raised to power 3 can be expressed as 60 squared multiplied by 60 raised to power 1. Okay, so from what we have, this is the same thing as the square root of 60 squared multiplied by square root of 60. Okay, so the square root of 60 squared, this simplifies. This is the same thing as 60 multiplied by square root of 60. So this is what we have. Now from the square root of 60, square root of 60, this is the same thing as square root of 15 multiplied by 4. Okay? Now from that, you find that this is the same thing as square root of 15 multiplied by square root of 4. Okay? So this is equal to square root of 4. This is 2 multiplied by square root of 15. So we can substitute square root of 60 with 2 multiplied by square root of 15. This is 60 multiplied by 2 square root of 15. So this is equal to 60 times 2. This is equal to 120 square root of 15. And this is the solution applying the first method. So let me show you the second method. Now applying method 2, we have the square root of 30 cubed plus 40 cubed plus 50 cubed, whereby 30 cubed, this is the same thing as 30 multiplied by 30 multiplied by 30, and this is equal to 27,000. Okay, then we have 40 cubed, which is the same thing as 40 multiplied by 40 multiplied by 40, and this is equal to 64,000. Now we have 50 cubed. This is the same thing as 50 multiplied by 50, okay, multiplied by 50, and this is equal to 125,000. 125,000. Okay, so if we sum up 27,000 plus 64,000 plus 125,000, this is the same thing as 216,000. Okay, so from what we have the square root of 216,000. Square root of 216,000, which we can express as 216 multiplied by 1,000. Okay, now from that, 216 can be expressed as 6 raised to power 3. Okay, and 1,000 can be expressed as 10 raised to power 3. So let's substitute this back to a square root. We're going to have square root of 6 cubed multiplied by 10 cubed. Okay, which is the same thing as square root of, now this is the same thing as 6 multiplied by 10 raised to power 3. Okay, and that is equal to square root of, this is the same thing as square root of, this is 60 cubed. Okay, and you find that 60 cubed can be expressed as 60 raised to power 2 multiplied by 60 raised to power 1. Okay, whereby the square root of 60, this is the same thing as square root of 60 squared multiplied by square root of 60. Okay, now from that we have that the square root of 60 squared, the sign simplifies, so we're going to have 60 multiplied by square root of 60. Okay, and you find that the square root of 60, this is the same thing as square root of 15 multiplied by 4. Okay, and the square root of 4, this essentially is equal to 2 multiplied by square root of 15. So if you substitute that, we are going to have 60 multiplied by square root of 60 is the same thing as 2 multiplied by square root of 15. Okay, so from here we have that 60 times 2, this is equal to 120 multiplied by square root of 15. Okay, so this is our solution applying method 2. So follow the steps, and thank you for watching, and kindly subscribe.